Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 58 of Daisy Knits. I'm Daisy. We're hanging out on the floor of my neighbor room, shops behind me, and we're just going to hang out today. I don't have much to show you. It's the same projects that I think y'all saw last week, but I'll give you an update because, in all honesty, hopefully you won't see these again. They'll be moving on to the kids and hubby, and you won't see them. So, I know last week I talked about my Advent granny square blankets. I have one for the girl child and one for the boy child, one of each. It's just a giant granny square. There's nothing fancy going on. I pulled a bunch of my fingering weight remnants, and this one's actually mid-ball. So I pull out a ball and I magic knot it on and I just go. When I run out, I tie a new one on and keep on going. So they both are right about the same size across. I am keeping track. I feel like hers is a little bit bigger right now. She might have a row or two extra compared to his. So they're not like massively huge, but they're not teeny. I think they're warm enough they can cuddle up with them and sit on the couch together. So the game plan is that Saturday night before Christmas Eve candlelight service, I will finish these off and I will hand them to the children. Our tradition is before service, we drive around and look at Christmas lights. And so I want them to have their blankets in the van to warm up under before we drive around. I have this whole crazy knitter brain idea, and that's what's going on. So, give you a full picture of his. I cannot guarantee that after they get them, I will be able to get these back. So, this one's his. And there's just a hodgepodge of everything under the sun in these colors here. I love them. They're one of those, just everything's there. So it's a good thing. These, like I said, are both, I'm working kind of concurrent. I put a few rows on one, I put a few rows on the other. Basically, I usually work until I run out of a ball, and then I count how far I am on one, and then I compare it to how far I am on the other one, and I count. It is being worked on a size F crochet hook, a 3.75 millimeter hook, because that seems to be okay on my sizing. So that's one thing that's got quite a bit of attention this week. The other thing that has got quite a bit of attention is hubby's sock. I decided I was going to do the kids' blankets and I would do him a pair of socks because right now he only has about 10 pairs of socks and he wears his socks. He is knit worthy. So I need to get him a few more pairs of socks. And I pulled all my sock yarn out for him and I have, I think, 4 or 5 skeins of yarn just for him. So I need to start working through some of that. So sock number 1 is done. I do a German short row heel on his. The pattern is Bow Ties Are Cool, which is a Doctor Who reference in case you don't know that. He likes a plain foot, and he likes a good chunk of ribbing at the top, just because he likes ribbing at the top. The yarn is Happy Go Lucky, and I know I linked it last week. She is not dyeing anymore, but there is a little bit still left in her shop. So this is the Class M Planet colorway, and it's got some good yardage. I think I weighed this sock and I didn't even use a full 40 grams, which means I will have probably 20-ish grams left over in that rough estimate. So sock number 1, done. Sock number 2 is a wee tiny little toe at this point. I haven't been working on this as much as I've been working on the kids' blankets. But I have some life things happening this weekend. So I have his toe done, and now I've started the foot. My toe increases stopped here, so I'm just going up his foot. Pardon me. I feel like I have a cough coming. So I have the lovely creeping crud sinus stuff that's going around. So I'm sorry. I'm fair warning you. In case I do cough, I'm sorry. But this is his toe. Let's see. Tonight we are kind of bumming at home, so I will probably work on the kids' blankets. But tomorrow we're taking the kids to the theater to see a movie tomorrow morning. We have traveling to go see in-laws tomorrow evening. And the sock will go with that because that's all stuff I can I don't even have to look at my knitting to do a pair of socks, like just to do the straight stockinette. So I can knit on this in the theater. I can knit on this in the car. I can knit on it in the middle of a party, which might be what I do tomorrow night. So I can work on his sock and hopefully get some good progress, because I would like to have his socks done. I wanted by Christmas, but that's not really going to be happening. Maybe by Christmas night they might be done, but we'll see how that goes. By New Year's, for sure. He will have a new pair of socks by New Year's. So, excuse me. Sorry. So that's what's going on with that. With Master Knitter, I did research, which I know is not exciting for y'all because I don't have anything to show you, but I researched cable flaring. So my next 3 swatches are I have to do a swatch with cables in it, and then I have to do a swatch with cables and how to compensate for flaring. For those of you who don't know, cables are when you have those pretty little ropes that cross up your swatch. And a lot of times if you have a lot of cabling, so you start out like this wide, and in the middle of your piece it'll go in, and then when you go to bind off it'll flare back out. It's not straight anymore. And that happens because of the cabling. The fabric pulls together. And so I was researching ways to counter that action, and how do you compensate in a pattern for that. So I'm not quite ready to make any decisions or judgments. I'm not quite ready to try a swatch, but I've started pulling references. So that's what I've been doing. Like I said, it's not exciting for y'all, but for me, it's a lot of information to process. It's a lot of information also I need. So like one book will tell you, oh, you can do this or this. And another book will say, oh, you should never do this, but you can do this. So now I'm gathering up all my different resources and kind of collaborating and filtering at this point, really, what works, what doesn't work. And I need my references to collaborate, to agree with each other. And that's kind of where I'm at. So, like I said, not exciting for you, but I feel like I need to share. I really have done a little bit of research. I've done a little bit of writing. So, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to blow your ears out, but my husky, sexy voice is happening. Sorry. So that's life. We are not even a week away. We're just a few days away from Christmas. And I hope that you guys have had a fabulous Christmas season. You've enjoyed the time. For those of you who don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you've had a good winter so far leading up to it. New Year's right around the corner. We are almost there. So I am going to prep my New Year's resolutions and my goals. If you would like to join me, I will start a thread. Probably in the next week I will start that. I will have it up before the next episode. So come and share your goals with me. Or at least start thinking about your goals so you can share them after next week. You can share your goals and tell me, what is your aim? What are you looking for? Start thinking about that. And I hope y'all have a great time. I will talk at you next week. If you have any questions, all my contact information is at the end. I appreciate you taking the time and sitting with me. I'll talk to you later. See ya.